What is up, everybody? Chris the Dice DGen here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season, a great start to 2023. Happy New Year's from the DGen himself. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful start to your 2023. Hopefully I look nice and clear. Santa was good, all right. New cameras, some new toys that we'll be trying out here on the channel, so look for those in videos to come. But guys, I want to bring a trip report to you. Atlantic City, let's talk about it. But first, I know it's early on New Year's Day, so make sure you have that Pedialyte handy. Make sure you got the Gatorade, the Powerade, the water, whatever you drink to cure, what you have going on right now. Get it out, all right? And let's just relax, all right? I hope you're watching this in bed. Had a good night, safe night, but a good night. And we're ready to kick off the year with a good start. So, 2023, first video, I'm excited. Trip report, here we go. Atlantic City, last week. I'm going to put some pictures up throughout this video of the trip itself, some pictures that girlfriend DGen, also known as Groupie, took. So you guys get to see that. Also, if you haven't seen Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps, his trip report, I will put a card to it up above. It'll be linked down below as well. And if you aren't in his Discord yet, go check out his Discord. It's going to be the second link down below, all right? There's a lot of good information in there that I'm not going to cover here, but you can go check some of the banter that we had going on while we were there, some additional pictures and stuff. You can go take a look. But Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps, his Discord down below. Go take a peek, all right? Doesn't cost you anything, it's free, okay? So, Atlantic City. I know you guys all want to know the total. I know you don't want to know the total. Well, I think I was the biggest loser this weekend. I didn't lose, but I was the biggest loser. One of Jeff's things he talked about in his video was timing, all right? Timing. It was all about timing. I wasn't there, unfortunately, for a couple of the very long rolls that would have colored me up even more than I made for the trip. So, not having FOMO, not having regrets. Do I wish I was there? Yes, but I'm happy that everybody there had a great time, great rolls, things like that. So, first of all, big shout out to Jeff for setting this thing up, getting it all going. Huge shout outs to a few people, some guys I knew already, some new people we met. The crew was absolutely fantastic, okay? If you guys have the chance to come play with any of us, any YouTuber that you see, or even just going to the tables with friends, it's a different experience, and it was truly unbelievable, all right? The camaraderie that we had at the table, not knowing any of these people. I know them by their names that they comment on videos. I know them by when I see them in chat, on lives and stuff, but I've never met a lot of them in person, so it was fantastic to meet people in person. And I want to thank all of you who were there for making it very special, and all of you guys who are watching and who continue to support for making this real, all right? This is truly a great group and a great community to be a part of, and I am blessed to be a part of it. So, Jeff, obviously, he was there. Clay, East Coast Craps was there. Lou, Steel Legion in Discord. Ted, Midnight Train 66. They were all there. I've met all of them before, so that was good to see some familiar faces. Now, for the guys I haven't met, all right, Adam G. You guys know him in chat. You see him in chat all the time. He is one hell of a guy, all right? One hell of a guy. If you guys have a chance to play with him, go play with him, all right? Great guy. A lot of fun to banter with, too, as well. Walter Weeks, Wawa, he was playing with me a lot. He was mirroring half my bets sometimes. It was hilarious. And he was hysterical. He was making girlfriend DGen crack up laughing, so that was a great time. Met a few new friends too. Joe F, Brian, Rich. I may be forgetting a few people. Anthony K9, he was there. It was a great time. We had a really good time. I think the final count for the group was around 20 grand. Somewhere around there. Again, if you go check the Discord, you can see the exact numbers. So second link down below. But around 20 grand. Me personally colored up for $874 for the 2 days that I was there. Again, timing was an issue. I wasn't there for some of the long rolls, but overall, made money. It was a good trip. I was happy, so can't complain, right? Can't complain. Now, in terms of rolls, right? Clay had consistent great rolls. He was in the teens most of the time. Lou was having some really, really good rolls. Me myself, I was up and down with my rolls. I had some good rolls and I had some bad rolls, but more often than not, I was good. I had a couple rolls in the high teens, a couple low teens. I did have a .7, so that's never ideal, but I did have one. Again, transparency, I'll tell you, they happen. I had one. I know a few others had them, but I won't speak for that. I'll just speak for myself. And I had a couple like right around average and maybe one right below average, but for the most part, above average rolls, so that was good. And the better part about some of these right around average to above average rolls, at least for me personally, I was getting the hits that I needed on the inside box numbers to cover myself and then regress down. Now, the table minimums were hard to regress on because we were playing on a lot on $25 tables. Table minimums were at 10. They jumped to 15 after a good roll, right up to 25. And the dealers, they had some grief for the pit boss. Why? Well, because we were tipping them pretty well. I know on the morning session on day 2, it was a $10 table. On my first roll, I think I made the dealers about $80. I was betting for them and stuff. And then on Clay's roll, I was betting for them. And then the one dealer tried to get me to parlay my horn bet. Now, you guys know I play the horn bet on the come out. I didn't parlay it, but what I did, instead of parlaying it, was I usually press it. And then I told him, you know what? Take a $5 ace deuce for the dealers. Well, what the heck did Clay roll right after that? Ace deuce. That's an 80 in down payment for the dealers. They were happy. They were having a great time playing with us, and they were a great crew overall. So no complaints there. Overall, fantastic trip, and looking forward to another one coming up. All right, pay attention to Jeff. He will have some more details there. But let's talk about the trip. Let's talk about the trip some more. One of the funniest things that happened. All right, you guys know I've been playing with Greg a lot. You see me roll out a lot of dark side stuff here. I tell you I play dark side. Now, some people were thinking that I was going to come to Atlantic City and only play dark side. Well, that doesn't happen. All right, DGen plays whatever DGen feels like playing that day and whatever the table is telling DGen to play. When you have shooters, all right, now, I don't care if you believe in dice control, dice influence, whatever you want. I don't care. When you have these guys consistently shooting good numbers, I'm not going dark side. All right, I don't do it. I'm not crazy. All right, I may have a little DGen in me, but I'm not crazy. Okay, so I was betting lights out for the most part. However, when we were at Caesars, $25 table, I had a few guys asking me about playing the dark side. So the first day I played dark side in the morning for a little bit. That was when everybody pretty much colored up. I had just gotten to the table. And there was a couple that I was like, oh, I'm just going to play some dark side strategies on. Made a quick couple $100, walked away. Then at night, when we were playing over at Caesars, while I was standing, there was a very drunk guy next to me, and then while I was next to him, and while I was following some of the bets, and I went dark on a player, okay? Didn't know him at the table, and he was just picking up the dice, hucking them. Again, nothing against that. Just, I was playing probability. Went for the don't. All right, I had a $25 don't out there. Wawa put a $25 don't out there. So, point of 4 gets set, okay? When I like to play the don't, I'm going to put a video out on this. It's something similar to the double dipper, the dark dipper that I put out a while ago from Kevin Smith. All right, but I'm going to put out a little variation that I usually play on it. Him and I talked about it, so I'll probably just make a continuation of that video. But I go for a free DC. So I put 25 in the DC. If a 7 comes, it's a wash. Obviously, if an 11 comes, I lose the DC bet. It is what it is. But I get the DC set on a number, and then whatever one I want, I put odds on one or the other. So I'll put odds on the DC or put odds on the DP. Rewind. Point of 4 gets set. DC goes out, right? Shooter throws a 9. All right, so DC travels to the 9. Again, Walter had the DP, had the DC, so it travels. I put $100 in odds on my 4, okay? On the DP, $100 in odds. And Walter follows suit. And then the shooter gets the dice, and he looks at me and goes, no more bets? I was like, no, no more. And he goes, why not? He goes, this is kind of boring. I was like, All right, well, we'll see what happens. Shooter throws a 5. Okay. Next roll, 7. Walter had me in tears at the table. You guys know I tell you never to cheer when the 7 comes. You're playing dark side. Walter goes, "Ooh, yeah, 7." I turned away from the table. I was in tears. And he looks at me and goes, "How much did we make?" So I tell him, what the payout is on that kind of stuff. And he pulls back, a nice stack of green chips coming back to him. And he was like, "This isn't that boring." I was like, "Yeah." Now, was that a good scenario? Of course. But figured that story would be a little bit funny. Guys, don't cheer for the 7 at the table when it comes if you're playing on the dark side. But it was cool to see that because he was trying to figure out, he doesn't really play dark side at all. So when I was doing it, he wanted to kind of follow suit to see what happened. And it worked out pretty well. All right. Can't complain. But overall, guys, fantastic trip to Atlantic City. Again, there will be pictures put up throughout this entire video of the trip, the whole crew. And again, go over and check out Jeff's Discord and check out his video because you're going to see a guy. All right, you're going to see a guy who looks like this. Okay? Probably how some of you look right now after New Year's Eve last night. All right? You're sitting there like this. You got a headache. You're hungover. That's what this guy looked like at the table. Now, why did he look like that at the table? Well, he was getting murdered. Okay? Now, figuratively, of course, his bankroll was getting, I don't want to say the word again because YouTube will pick it up. He was getting hammered on the bankroll. Go check out Jeff's video to figure out why. All right. But overall, guys, fantastic trip. Hope you guys enjoyed this trip report. I know it's just me talking, a little bit of story time. Try not to make it too long, not too boring, but overall, the crew took Atlantic City and we took it for a storm. All right. You know those memes when you see like group of kids taking on Vegas, like Vegas hasn't seen those kids before? Well, Atlantic City hasn't seen the Mac crew before. All right, I'll tell you that right now. They didn't know what hit them at the table. Constant chip coming in. They were bringing in the things. Security was all around to, carry those chips in that we were just putting in the pocket. All right, so great trip. Again, I ended up $874. I could have been up more, but timing. But again, guys, a win is a win. Don't forget that. And also, guys, don't forget, because I know some of you are starting to forget. Everybody has a little DGen in them. Happy New Year from the DGen himself. Happy New Year from girlfriend DGen. She sends her wishes to you guys. You may be addressing her as groupie now, but she sends you her wishes as well. And I hope everyone has a fantastic start to 2023. And I will see you guys real soon. Peace.